Wow. See, I knew this movie was going to be bad, but this movie, let's go. Roll the intro. Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. So Paranormal Activity Next of Kin is the newest Paranormal Activity movie in the franchise that's been dead for like at least a decade. It's now officially out on Paramount Plus. It's not in theaters. Thank God. And it is movie good. No, it's not good at all. No. Holy God. Like, this movie really reminded me just why this franchise has just been dead in the water for over, like, what, 7-8 years or so since the last movie? Paranormal Activity movies have not been good since, like, Paranormal Activity 2. And that was, like, what, early 2000s like that? Found footage genre shit like the... No. Oh, God. I literally just finished watching the movie, and the ending of the movie just literally had me, like, bad full, because I almost, like, it was... I'm using the word I never used before. It was dreadful. Just like so dreadful, so generic. Whose idea was it to be like, oh, you know what? This Halloween is missing a new Paranormal Activity movie. That's what it's missing right now. Jesus, this was not good. So let's get into the pros and cons why I believe that Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. You can watch it for free. I think it's free on Paramount Plus. If it ain't free, then just avoid it because this shit is not good. And here's why. Of adding in the movie, the characters in the movie, they're just as generic as they get. You don't have to have seen any of the other Paranormal Activity movies to understand this movie, because pretty much it's just like the other ones, just, you know, more shit. Characters in the movie are just as generic as, you know, like I said, they do idiotic shit. Like this girl right here, our main girl we're following, Margot. She does one of the most idiot things I've ever seen a person do in a horror movie, at bar none, this year. I'm telling you. But you know what? I'm gonna spoil what she did real quick. There was a moment where they was in this church and shit. They burgled through this church and they pushed back the altar, and below it was this like fucking like tunnel that went like deep down to like, you know, the depths of hell and shit. What did she do? She's like, let's get this pulley, this little harness and shit, and I'll go down the hole and shit. And she's like halfway down, and you see all these crosses and stuff, and her friend that's lowering her down was like, are you sure you still want to go down? She's like, yeah, I want to go down. I want to see just how deep this shit gets. Right there, I was like, okay, yep, I don't care about you. Stupid. So adding the movie is just dumb, dreadful. You don't care about the characters. Moving on plot movie. Okay, the movie pretty much establishes that we got our main character, Margot, more or less. She finds out that, okay, yeah, her mother dropped her off when she was a baby, and now she's like, oh, this random stranger that we get introduced to. He's like, oh yeah, I'm your family or whatever, you know, so come back to my Amish little neck of the woods and meet my family, and you know, you can learn about our family. We can all be Hakuna Matata. So off faith, her and her two friends go to the Amish country or whatever, and it's creepy shit ensues or whatever. And then she finds out that, yeah, of course, because it's Paranormal Activity, Amish people, what do you think? Cult, of course. So they found out that this Amish family really wants her to do some type of cult demon ritual and shit, and now that's our Paranormal Activity, and that's it. Okay, pros of the movie. Yep, that's it. Now, cons of the movie. Holy shit, where do we start with? First of all, there was like 25 minutes into the movie and there were at least 7 jump scares. I counted subconsciously. And it was the jump scares that you're just like, it's just what this franchise is so known for. It'd be real quiet, and then you know, oh, it's just something jumps in front of the camera. Oh, it was the cat, or it was a random kid or something. Bullshit. I hate those jump scares so much. They're so cheap. They're unearned. You're just like, you're not scared just because something just was in front of the camera with that bump sound. You know the bump sound. You know what I'm talking about. Not to mention the movie is just kind of slow and boring as shit. It's not even in that slow burn kind of like Antlers was. That slow, boring, just like things are happening and then they go nowhere. There are a lot of scenes that like something would happen and then would cut to the next day and no one ever addresses it at all. It's like seeing the movie where there was a 2-headed goat that got bored. They saw it, and the next day it never gets brought up again, ever. Why show the scene? In the end of the movie, like I said, when it's all coming to a head and, you know, the paranormal starts activity and shit, just like, I don't care. I checked out like at least an hour and a half ago, so this last 30 minutes is just like, okay, idiots running around in the snow. Do not care. So at the end of the day, Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, I am glad it's on Paramount Plus, because if you had to pay money to see this in theaters, I swear, you would be so mad. Acting the movie is just dreadful. The ending of the movie is just, you don't give a shit. It's just dreadful. This is a franchise that's just needs to go back into the grave, and that's it. That's all. I would give this like the super lowest rating I could. Fucking awful. But I'm just gonna say Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, it's just a 2 out of 10, which means you're not gonna remember it at all if you even watch it. So Paranormal Activity, The Next of Kin, it's on Paramount Plus. Have you seen it? Are you gonna want to see it? Comment below, let me know, just talk about it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope it's better. As always, guys, subscribe. Until next time.